Guys, Mike here, head trader at True Trading Group. November 27th, monster 250% all day short squeeze runner, ASNS. Okay, this video I'm going to touch upon a few things, but first and foremost, I want to just let you guys all know that for this week only, we are giving away a free 5-day trial to True Trading Group, which is the trading community that I run, that I'm the head trader for. So if you guys like the YouTube videos, you like kind of the educational material and the stuff that I put out for free on the YouTube channel, you guys will really love, getting an inside look to TTG and the community and kind of how I go about the day. So if you guys want to trade with me live and see kind of what TTG is all about, sign up for that 5-day free trial. Click the link in the description below, and you can register for that 5-day free trial. It'll also get you a one-on-one trader assessment call to discuss kind of your strategy, your styles, and kind of help you identify yourself as a trader. So just this week only, guys. So take advantage. Click the link in the summary. Free 5-day trial. Come check it out. Say what's up. Shoot me a message in chat. I would love to see you guys. Now, with that said, couple things I want to talk to you guys about in this video. First, I think this ASNS is going to wake up the small cap market. We've had some pretty good action in the small cap market recently anyway. Yesterday we had yesterday was kind of the day of recent reverse splits, low volume, low float stocks. They all started to make some moves yesterday. And now today you get this huge all-day runner in ASNS. I think a lot of this has to do with the overall market being in a very, very tight kind of range-bound trade leading up to the G20. I believe the market needs to flush itself out. I traded the TVIX in October. I traded the TVIX again in early November, and I went after the TVIX again today and yesterday, and the trade just is not triggering. The market is just floating on very, very light volume, and I think a lot of it is just patience. I think everyone is waiting to see if China and the U.S. come to some kind of trade deal, or at least get closer to a deal at the G20 summit at the end of this week. And it feels like the market's not going to really flush itself out until that happens, because if they do come to a deal, we could see a nice bounce back in December. I don't think we get anywhere near the highs that we reached in early October. I don't think we get anywhere near that, but I think we could see a nice bounce in December. And I think that's kind of what I've been seeing in the overall market. So before I get to this ASNS, let me just go to the SPY chart real quick. Let's go to the daily chart, and you can see this right here, this little bounce on pathetic volume, really, guys. I mean, just absolutely horrible volume. I mean, you look at the trading volume of these candles. I mean, it's terrible. Very, very low volume on this move. I'm not buying this little bounce here. It feels like the market is just waiting, kind of floating its way higher here to wait and see if we get a G20. If something happens between the U.S. and China. What I've been looking for was after Friday, how weak Friday's action was. We had the gap down day here. We couldn't get back above 267. Super weak day on Friday. I'm looking for the market to really flush itself out. Okay, get down into this region, okay, find a low, and then eventually recover. Okay, that's what I've been kind of waiting for. I traded the TVIX a lot in October, had some real big days in there. I traded the TVIX also in November during this action. Okay, made some real good money, TVIX. I traded the TVIX back here in February. Guys, made some real good money. You can go back and check the YouTube channel again in March. So I love trading the TVIX when the market makes these clear, definitive downward moves, because there's so much volume and there's so much volatility in the TVIX. I can get big size and you can catch 20% moves, no problem. So I love trading it, and I've been trying to go after that same type of idea the last 2 days. It just hasn't worked. And what I think is happening here is, as traders are starting to get bored with the overall market and kind of the tight range the market's been in, the low volume, and everyone's kind of waiting, traders are starting to focus their attention on the small caps because they're starting to make some moves, and these stocks that typically trade no volume are getting volume. and you're seeing short squeezes trade out. You're seeing stocks trade over their float multiple times over in a day. I think a lot of it has to do with the market kind of being in this little tight little range. So with that said, if the market's going to stay in this range, I think my focus will no longer. I'm still going to keep this trade in the back of my head and on my watch list here for this SPY pull in, and I'll get long the TVIX. There's one thing that I always do tell our members is to not give up on good trade ideas. Don't give up on good ideas, okay? Because sometimes your timing is just off, all right? And I feel like that could be the case with this TVIX trade with me. I mean, I've seen this, this happens sometimes with swing trades. Some people have good ideas for swing trades, and they don't necessarily pan out the day that you're expecting them to, but maybe the pattern triggers 2 or 3 days later and your timing was just off, but you've given up on the trade. If you have an idea and you come up with a game plan and your stock is on your watch list, there's a reason why you put that stock on your watch list. So just because the trade doesn't trigger, I mean, as long as the chart hasn't completely fallen apart, if the pattern is still intact, okay, don't give up on that trade idea. Keep your eyes on it. When I put a stock on my watch list, guys, and maybe what I think the stock's going to do, it does not trigger, it doesn't go, I don't just throw the stock off my watch list. As long as the pattern is still intact, I still have that stock on watch for the next day and the day after, as long as that pattern is still intact. So don't give up on good trade ideas. Sometimes your timing is just off. Okay, that's the first thing I wanted to talk to you about with this video, because it's important that you have the confidence in yourself and the confidence in the game plans and the ideas that you come up with, to not just give up on them if they don't work out right away. All right, so don't give up on good trade ideas. Next, let's get to my actual trade today in the TVIX. And in order to do that, we have to talk about the SPY, because I trade the TVIX off of the SPY. TVIX is not a direct inverse to the SPY. Okay, so it measures volatility and fear in the market. So it's actually possible for the SPY to be trading sideways or slightly down and still have the TVIX go lower, because again, it's not a direct inverse to price action. It measures fear and volatility in the market. That's why I only trade the TVIX, and I recommend to all of our members that they only trade the TVIX during moments of intense volatility in the market. Okay, when the market is selling off aggressively, that's when you trade the TVIX, not when the market's consolidating or trending higher. Okay, so let's get to this 267 level. Here's this 267 level that was an important previous pivot low that a lot of traders have been watching after that low that we put in at 260. So after we put in this low, a lot of traders were watching this low for a potential higher low and a tradable area where you can get long and try to ride a move back up to 280. Okay, that was all taken away on the day we had this big gap down. That idea and concept completely went out the window after that gap down. Okay, now getting back to, let's go back to the 15-minute chart. You can see after that we had all this resistance at 267. Okay, you can see the market could not get through 267. Then yesterday, we kind of pierced through that area very briefly before the close, but then after the market closed, after hours, we pulled back below 267, and we were gapping down today below this 267 level. Now let's go to a 3-minute. We can talk about my actual trade today. Okay, so here you can see this morning. Here's the morning. Here's the gap down below that 267 level. We pushed off the open, okay, could not go green, and then rolled itself over, broke below the initial morning low. Okay, here is your initial morning low. Okay, once we broke below that level, I started to look for this area to start to act as resistance, and I got long the TVIX right there. Right there is where I got long the TVIX. So take it to my trade announcements. Let me zoom this in so you can see it a little bit more clearly. Okay, here you guys can see I'm long TVIX 45.99, stop loss 45.25 area. Okay, this right here is the SPY, but right at this moment is where I got long the TVIX. You see the trade line came into play. This yellow line on my screen acted as resistance up here, acted as resistance again right here with this tail, and I was looking for a trade line VWAP crossover, okay, to then push the market back down to the low of the day. Okay, That's what I was looking to have happen. I got a nice big size position because I had low risk compared to the risk reward on the trade. So I took a nice big position in it. We ended up breaking up back above VWAP. We never got the trade line VWAP crossover, and the market ended up rallying. And right here is where I sold out of my TVIX position. Take you back to my chart announcements. You can see stopped out TVIX 45.20. Okay, so right off the bat, started my day in the red off this trade, and it's because I keep trying to go after. I went after it yesterday too, and I took a loss on the TVIX trade yesterday too. Yesterday, I tried to go after that TVIX trade as well. I got long the TVIX right here, okay, yesterday, and you can see the market ended up just kind of pushing itself higher, and right here is when I ended up having to stop out of that trade. Actually, I'm sorry, it was right up in here. So right up in here is where I got short. I got short the market by way of long the TVIX. I ended up selling out of that trade as well when the market ended up making this move and breaking back above VWAP is when I exited that position. And I'm just getting chopped around a little bit trying to force that TVIX trade. And I think my timing is just off. I think the market's just not ready to roll it over ahead of the G20. I think we're going to be waiting to see what happens with that. And because of that, you're getting action in small caps. And small caps have really come to life the last 2 days. Let's get to ASNS. Okay, all-day runner. Huge move. Okay, you're talking about a stock that traded $70,000 shares yesterday. Traded, I don't know, 37 million. What did we trade today? Oh, way more. 43.5 million shares traded today. It traded 70,000 shares yesterday. 43.5 million today. Look at that volume bar. Is that not ridiculous? Okay, totally ridiculous. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this company do an offering. They're a biotech company. Biotech companies bleed cash. They always need cash. This stock has never traded anywhere near half of this volume, never mind 43 million shares. So I wouldn't be surprised to see an offering out of ASNS. But this will definitely be on my watch list tomorrow. If they don't do an offering, we'll see if we get some continuation. But this type of action will wake up small caps. Okay, this stock had hardly any volume in the morning. Once it broke above VWAP and the volume started coming in, it actually halted up here. And after that halt, it got on every trader's radar and it stayed there for the whole day because there really wasn't much else to trade. Okay, they really, the mid caps and large caps have been a boring trade the last couple days. The range on them have been very, very tight. And as long as that's the case, you're going to get traders who are going to flock over to the small caps, and you're going to get all-day runners like this ASNS. You have to be a diversified trader. You can't be a one-trick pony because money flows in and out of different sectors. Okay, money will flow into the small caps, and you get all-day continuation. Then the money will flow out of small caps into mid caps during earnings season. You have to be able to implement your style and your strategy in multiple asset classes. And right now, I think small caps are hot, and my focus will be in small caps tomorrow and the day after. While in the meantime, keeping that SPY TVIX trade idea on the back burner, in the back of my head, I will watch to see what the market does every day. Okay, because I will be ready to pull the trigger on that TVIX trade should that idea trigger. But until then, it's time to focus on small caps. I think this ASNS is going to wake up the small cap arena. I expect to see some more big movers tomorrow. So, guys, take advantage of the 5-day free trial because if I think this, small caps are going to be hot the next couple of days, I'd love to have you guys come in, trade with me live, and try to navigate these markets in real time. Watch my screen, listen to me on live audio. I have a microphone. I talk through what I'm doing. You see my screen. You see exactly what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So free 5-day trial, guys. Click the link in the description below, and we'll see if this ASNS continues tomorrow. Will definitely be on my watch list, and I'll be looking at the market as well, but focusing on small caps tomorrow. All right? Take it easy, guys. Have a great night. See you in chat.